Roderick family, how's every single one of you? And welcome to the official review of NXT UK. This show always delivers, and we had a really great NXT UK Championship match with Ilja Dragunov, Roderick Strong. Also, we had like Charlie Dempsey in action with Wolfgang. And what's going to happen with Meiko Satomura and the NXT Women's Championship. So welcome, enjoy the ride. We're going to be talking about everything that happened on the show. Paul.
Yeah, I always enjoy NXT UK, and with what we saw, we had a lot of wrestling, the past couple days. We did catch Dynamite, no review, schedule conflicts, everything, but that was a not too good of a show. We did like the main event match, the Bucks and FTR, but this show, it always delivers and it's always good. A palate cleanser from some of the crappiness we've seen, like I said, WrestleMania Night 2 and AEW and stuff. But no, I really enjoyed this main event match. Roderick Strong, Ilja Dragunov, some great stuff. And they kind of did what I was thinking they should have did with the Symbiosis, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but I think it's maybe a little bit too late. I don't know.
I don't know. We're going to start right now. Thank you so very much for every single one of you that subscribe, help us out in both videos for WrestleMania and the video for NXT Stand and Deliver Takeover. Thank you so very much. Here's more content for every single one of you. Like you said, we got to see also Symbiosis, from one former member, one current member, while Boar against what's the other one, Paul? Primate and Walvor. They used to be best friends. And like you said, this match, not really, I didn't care for, but remember, it was supposed to be Eddie Dennis, but they gave Primate in the first place. And you see, he was also staring at Eddie Dennis. And again, he plays the factor there. So can he be can Walvor be the baby face? Can he overcome them? No. He hit him with a chain right there in the middle. Of course, you got T-Bone. He was distracting and everything. And then post attack, they were beating his ass. They were using the chain again. They were trying to choke him with a belt and everything. Mark Andrews shows up, Paul. He tries to clean house. I don't care about this storyline at all. Absolutely. Yeah. This is probably, the one thing that NXT UK needs to get rid of.
Yeah, this is the one thing where if you would have booked it where Symbiosis had a bunch of wins and then, Wild Boar, we see these promos, he comes back. And this happens after the first match. He doesn't beat T-Bar or T-Bone, excuse me. He doesn't beat him because it's 3 versus 1.
Yep.
They just beat him up. And then, because Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews used to be his friends when they were babyface, they could come out to make the save since he's babyface again. Now, then you can have 3 versus 3. You know what I mean? Get Eddie Dennis. He's a wrestler. Get him back in the mix. Not saying I want to see 6-man tag, but at least it's a story that makes sense, right?
Yes.
This, you see one guy beating up 3 guys, and this week they cheat to win, but then they don't hold their heat because Mark Andrews comes out and chases them all off with a chair. So, yeah, I didn't hate this as much as I did last week. But I'm still not a fan of this storyline.
Yeah, no, it's not good. And, Mark Andrews said, where's Flash Morgan Webster? And that's the thing. I think as Mark Andrews comes back, what happened with Webster is something that, again, is lacking. It's we're done too soon. There's not enough depth, I want to say, in the storyline. And the fact that, Symbiosis is not credible enough either. To even beat one guy. That tells you the whole story right there. Tell me a little bit about Sam Gradwell, and then you see, cockroaches and all of that stuff. He was pissed. He was talking about, how, he wants to beat Kenny Williams and all of that. So the rivalry keeps going. And, they have a good story. I feel at some point in the next couple of weeks, they're going to main event this show. I don't know the stipulation of the match, but, they keep going at each other.
Yeah, Gradwell was oh, he's not the only one who can play tricks on people. You saw everything Gradwell was doing with his car and everything else. And then, he opens his bag. He's like, are you serious? And then when they showed it, I'm like, did he dump a bunch of sprinkles in his bag? And then they started moving, and I'm like, okay, I still feel like those are fake. I've never seen maggots multicolored like that. I'm going to have to do some Google research. I'm pretty sure maggots are only white, but I could be wrong. But I don't know. He dumped maggots in his bag. And yeah, they gotta have a feud. It's like they're just ribbing each other.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna shit in your wrestling bag, or oh, I'm gonna cut your mohawk.
They're pranking each other. That's what it seems like. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't know if they should continue to do that, but see, that's the response of Sam Gradwell. Kelly Williams was kind of coming just from taking a shower or something, and it says sheep guessing cockroach. And I got something your back, and they keep, like you said, pranking each other. This needs to finally become into a match, because I guess 1-2 weeks is enough, but not the whole time. You know,
Yeah,
it
I
needs
would
to
say
be
they
like a
need to
match.
have another match, and then after that you got to move Gradwell on to something
Yes,
of
both of them,
significance.
whatever like they're supposed to do. I absolutely agree with you. Great promo by the Familia. We get to see like Charlie Dempsey look like all like serious. He's talking to Tio Man. He's talking to Raja. We're gonna be like, Wolfgang. I already did it one more time, so it's gonna be good. We got this, and with this, the Familia is gonna like escalate to like better heights and all of that. It's like, what do you think, Tio Man? What do you see? That was really cool. That
Yeah,
line
and
was really
I
cool. He
like
says, no, we're gonna beat him. It's
yeah,
good.
and I like that too because he's like, yeah, Wolfgang, Dempsey kind of just blows Wolfgang off like, yeah, he's bullshit, whatever. But then he says to Tio Man, he's like, yeah, but A-Kid, don't underestimate him. Because like he's not bullshit. And as like I was thinking, is like he's almost not doubting Tio Man, but he's like, hey, yeah, I'm fine, but hey, I don't know about you, man.
Yes,
Hey,
exactly.
watch that A-Kid. But then like you said, he asked him what the eye sees and stuff. And I mean, this group, I feel, is, some people might not like it. They might be, it's a little hokey, a little corny, a little like, kind of just weird, like to be acting the way they do. But I think they come off serious. They portray it good. And in the ring they keep getting wins. So
No, it is good. I enjoyed it.
I
I
like
enjoyed
it.
the
Yeah.
work. So it was gonna be good. We're gonna talk about Dempsey in a little bit with Wolfgang, but before that, we got to see like Gallus and also Jack Stars and Dave Mastiffs, and they're just gonna go at it. I mean, I guess they're gonna be like the Coffees are gonna just become a tag team for now, and they're like, oh, okay, it's time for us to do it, and they feel like a Mastiff and Star. They feel like they're the better tag team. So there you go. They're gonna like have a match, next week. So what do you think about this, pair of right here? Who's gonna get the win?
Yeah, I mean, I really think it's going to be Jack Stars and Dave Mastiff. They've been pushing them for a while. And another thing, too, is Gallus. You saw last time Mark Coffey went against Noam Dar. And then Joe Coffey was out there, him, Shaw Samuels, interaction. Oh, did it cost, Mark Coffey to match? I think they're going to lose here. They're going to kind of, maybe do that brother versus brother storyline at some point.
It might be good. It might be good. I don't mind it. So let's talk about again. It's still in Gallus because like Wolfgang went against Charlie Dempsey. Your thoughts on this match? Because one more time, like the style that Dempsey is for me so unique, and nobody does it like that. Like very British, old-fashioned, like European style submissions. The way that the suplex matter. Every single move has a different move.
It's because he actually puts wrestling holds on people. I mean, yeah, his style is still unique, but all he does is holds,
Yes.
submissions. And nowadays, all you see is a lot of flips, a lot of super kicks, shit like that. So when somebody actually does wrestling moves, you're like, oh, wow, what's this? Is this a wrestling move? I haven't seen that in 30 years.
Exactly.
But, no, I mean, this was good. And, they didn't bury Wolfgang or anything. And, they got the group over. I would have liked to see this just be 100% clean. But I know, okay, Wolfgang, he hasn't been, had like a streak of wins here. So they don't want to just bury the guy.
Yes.
But then, Raja's out there as well. But then you see the eye of Tio Man pop up on the screen. And
I love that.
like, oh,
They should play that like more, like with that feature. They should play way more.
Yeah, and then which allows Dempsey to get the win here. And this was good, but this is just something that I think is just, you're really trying to build these guys up because they kind of, they already had their feud with Gallus. They moved on. That's done. They pretty much said that like they're the new dominant family. So are the dominant like group here stable in NXT UK. So the only thing that sucks is, I mean, you would think what would be the next thing to feud them with? Imperium. Oh wait, they're doing jobs in NXT 2.0. So
yeah, there will be some. They need more groups that are like dominant like that also on NXT UK. Like it seems like NXT UK feeds a lot of like wrestlers to NXT 2.0.
The only thing I can say, and which kind of ties into our main event, maybe one of these guys, Tio Man, the leader, you would maybe think if he beats A-Kid next week, maybe then does he move on to Ilja Dragunov?
That will be good. I like that. I will. That will be a really good thing. In talking about championships, Paul, there you go. Meiko Satomura, like we're gonna see what she says about like she not having the NXT Women's Championship. Easy, they could get another title, right? But no, they're gonna play the fact that like she wants that title, and that's why she says to Isla Dawn that like she wants to face off with her in the ring, and we'll see what happens. So I mean, I would like to see maybe that they're gonna have another match. That's clearly obvious. But I mean, other than that, like they need more stuff in the women's division. I feel they had it before, maybe like a month, 2 months ago. But now I think that this is the only storyline going on. So then we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we did see, some stuff with Zaya Brookside, her part, her new friend, Amel, all these people, they are kind of building up some women, but the one thing is, like you said, that nobody feels on that legit level to be like,
Yes.
okay, you're ready to challenge Mako. I mean, maybe Amel, but we've already seen it, and she's a baby face. So again, we really don't want to see it, at least right now.
Yes.
So I think you got to do the rematch. Even though in the world of kayfabe, it really shouldn't be called for because she beat her. Give me my belt and go to the back of the line. But,
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, the one thing is kind of like good that NXT does like at least 2 matches. Like every challenger gets like at least a second opportunity. So that's okay. We'll see what happens. And you mentioned Zaya Brookside. We finally get to like know the name of the person that helped her, like a new bodyguard or like a new, insurance policy. And it's Eliza Alexander. She says she's going to debut, and I think she's going to debut against Amel. So we're going to see what she's able to do. But at least Zaya Brookside now she has a character, and that's something good. I feel that like she needed it for the longest time. So now we can actually see what she can do being a heel. So that's good.
yeah, I was gonna say, are these like the UK versions of like Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez?
Yes.
Before
The
they
blonde one. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Varsity
yeah.
blonde. There you go.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I mean, I don't want to say I don't like this or anything, but I mean, we got to wait and see how this goes. But there's no tag team. Like you said, are they a group? Because nobody else is there. Really is no other group of women, and I don't want to see women tag teams because then it's the tag team championships and all that stuff. And I don't know. I mean, I was fine with it just building up singles competitors, but we got to wait and see where this goes.
Yep. Eliza Alexander. Interesting to see what she can do. What is she going to show us next week? So next week also, like, it's going to be, and I mean, they announced it finally that in 2 weeks' time we're going to see the tag team championship match against, like the champions, of course, going against Smith and Ashton. Smith and Oliver Carter,
Yep.
and you got to see also Mustache Mountain. But this time it's going to be 2 out of 3 falls. So that is something. Is a good announcement. I think it's a good stipulation because 2 falls are going to be equal, but then the next one is going to be the one that like we'll see the final crack between Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. I feel that is how they're going to start playing out this story, and Carter and Smith I think are going to be the new tag team champions here.
Yeah, I really think so as well. 2 out of 3 falls match is always exciting, I think, and especially because it's a stipulation, especially in the tag team match, that we don't see too often. And these tag team matches are always so great to begin with. Now you give them the extra time with a 2 out of 3 falls. The only thing I hope they don't do, which I'm sure they will, is the first fall will probably come in the first 5 minutes of the match.
Yeah.
And then the next deciding fall, if it's not 1-for-1, will probably take how long. And then if it goes, 1-1, then the third fall will be, hopefully it's long. I mean, if this match is half an hour, half the show, or even 40 minutes, I'm fine with it.
Oh yeah, it should be. I mean, at least I don't know, 40 by 35 half hour.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset with it because it makes sense.
You could say 35 minutes with entrances and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's talk about Wolfgang because again, the tension between the Gallas boys is obvious. It's happening, and for a lot of people, it says like, yeah, because like the tension between the brothers is happening even more and more. They happened this last week on the Heritage Cup, and I was like, where were you guys? They were overpowering me, and I don't see any one of you coming out to help me. They're like, so we thought you got it. And so like, you see, like there's a lot of tension between these guys. It seems like it's gonna be time to like break them up, split them up. Maybe it's a good idea. You tell me, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the one thing is we've seen these guys, be a dominant group, dominant stable for the longest time, and now you have the Familia. You have other stars. You have. Joe Coffey had his match against Ilja Dragunov. You had all this stuff, and it's like, hey, let's see somebody. Let's see other groups. Let's see other people. Switch these guys up. Maybe you turn some of them heel, some of them stay face. You can really, get a lot out of these guys, and you can always bring them back together as well. You can always see something like how we saw Mark Andrews come out to save Wild Boar. You can always bring back together after a year or so. So I mean, I'm fine with it. You got to push new people, switch things up. Sure.
Yeah, and then also keep them fresh by like turning them heel or maybe split them up. They don't need to be together the whole time. It gets stale after so long. You don't believe me? Ask the New Day. So like you said, Theo Man, A-Kid next week. Tio Man needs to get the win. Kid is like, I mean, he didn't do that well here in the United States. I mean, if Tio Man loses, I feel that it might be the crack for the Familia, but why would you have a crack when that's the only group, that's the only solid staple that you have there? So I feel that Tio Man's going to get the win on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think he needs to, at least right now. Maybe you can do another match later on, or do something, but or maybe you even kind of just see some cracks where maybe Dempsey is, maybe they're beating up A-Kid again after the match, and then Dempsey's kind of like, you kind of maybe see some doubt in his eyes, because I think he's eventually going to leave the group. When you're kind of done pushing D Familia, I think he's going to be the one to leave. He's the breakout star.
Oh, yeah.
As much as I like Tio Man and Raja, Dempsey's the breakout star. But like even Tio Man said in the promo, A-Kid is distracted with shit in NXT 2.0. He's just, his mind is elsewhere. He's not focused here on us. So he's gonna be easy.
It will be easy. So good stuff. And like I said, we're rooting for Tio Man. At least, because especially for me, at least if he's the leader, he needs to be just a little bit, above like, Raja and Dempsey. But clearly, like Dempsey's kind of the Batista in Evolution. That like at some point when it's time, he's gonna be the breakout star. Paul, you enjoyed this, and I think everybody else in the world did, because these two guys know how to wrestle. They know how to like give us a good psychology match. They know how to give us a good show. Ilja Dragunov, that has brand new music. It's not the same SAR music. Wonder why, Paul? You tell me. Wonder why he doesn't have Russian like related music. You tell me. Right?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I just saw something else too. Any stuff with video games, any signs are taken out. So the world is definitely reacting to it. But no, not enough of the politics. This match was great. Dragunov is so good. Him and Roderick Strong. I mean, obviously they look different, but you just look at the the size of them and the style they wrestle. It's like you copy and pasted two guys.
Yes.
And there's no better guy to copy and paste, style than either one of these two guys. So, they're so good. And the intensity they have in this, and it was a story. Roderick Strong, the back breakers, shoulder breakers. The main thing he targeted was the arm of Dragunov.
Yes, that was
and then Dragunov, he targeted the leg of Roderick Strong, the knee. So, anytime Ilja Dragunov, tried to do suplexes, anything like that, he could feel it in that arm and that shoulder.
Look at that hold, Paul.
Roderick Strong
attacking like right there, like the leg.
Yeah, like the cattle mutilation, almost like over the neck he had it. And he was almost going to tap out, but then his arm gave out. So he had to release the hold. That allowed Roderick to get out of that. And this was good. I mean, they kept it in the ring. It was all submissions. There was only one time they went to the outside. Roderick Strong, he was out there. Ilja came for him, and he picked him up kind of like a rock bottom right into the steel steps, threw him right back in the ring, went for the pin and everything. Then, only one big spot, up on the turnbuckle. Roderick Strong climbs up. It looks like he's going to do some kind of backbreaker maybe or something, but he kind of just drops him on the top ropes and he falls because he was selling the knee. You know what I mean? So it's like he didn't even hit the big move really because he, act like he was selling the knee. Then later on, they get in, and the ending sequence, it was great. Roderick Strong, he hits that big final flash knee strike, whatever he calls it. Boom, he hits that, but it sends Ilja into the ropes. Ilja fires back. Roddy dodges out of the way, but he hits the other end of the ropes, or the other side of the ring on those ropes. Springs out, hits the Glasgow send off or whatever. Not the Glasgow send off.
No, it's the Moscow torpedo.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we can't even use the word Moscow anymore.
Yeah,
there you go.
We'll use it for Dragunov.
Exactly. Yeah, we have to. I mean, like it says Moscow. It's like I don't know if we're going to be banned for that, but it's fine. We don't care.
He hits that.
I don't know if I don't know if he hit it. Like I don't know if he got all of it, but at least he was able to put Roderick Strong off.
Yeah, and the one thing,
it was good. I enjoyed it for what it was. Paul. I know that like you're more technical than me on all these things, so like I know that like everything that happened made sense, and like the two injuries play a big factor. So at least when those matches go in this kind of line, I like that.
Yeah, and the one thing too, and speaking of like the way that they worked each other, like the body parts and everything. Roderick Strong hits that knee strike, and obviously what was Dragunov working on the knee. So you had Nigel say, yeah, Roderick hit his finish, but he couldn't get all of it because his knee was done. So that's why Dragunov was able to hit the ropes, hit his finish, and it's not like they didn't bury Roderick Strong because it wasn't strong enough, no pun intended, because his knee was hurt. So I mean, everything, like I said, they make sense. And I think Roderick Strong, this is one of the things he goes, hey, I'm in this company, you know, I didn't go join my friends and all the bullshit. Can you at least give me some legit matches that I want to wrestle? And they go, okay, well, then here's Ilya.
And that's the thing, you know, like they see, you know, maybe Shawn Michaels is on board on that because he also does NXT UK. So I feel that like that's how you just keep your guys first, like you said. This is like cross promotion is great. I don't know if you know this, Paul, but like Pretty Deadly debuted on NXT 2.0. So they attacked the Creed brothers. So you see, like there's like this cross promotion. So
I mean, the one thing is they're the only. I feel like they're foolproof because Vince will love the gimmick because they're flamboyant and they're whatever. He'll be like, "Oh, that's funny." They'll get heat, and you know, and they're good wrestlers and they're huge. They're like over. They got to be at least 6 feet tall.
Yeah, so like, you know, but like,
Vince
you know,
will like
just to see the guys is like makes you kind of like check out the one show, and also like, hey, if you like NXT 2.0, that I don't know why you will watch that when they completely buried Walter, when this company NXT UK built him so well for like 3-4 years, and these guys took 1 day, 1 hour, not even a half hour to just bury the whole guy, changing the name and changing, and you know, Braun Breaker just pins him on national TV for free. So family, I mean, Ilja Dragunov stays like this, you know, at least he took him, what, like 2 years to be the Walter? There you go.
And then the one thing I will say for cross promotion and all that stuff, and then we can close it up here for today, but I would love to see before he goes to the main roster and gets buried and forgotten, Tommaso Ciampa, let him show up.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I know they're taped in advance for a while, so man, you would have to tape that like now, and then we wouldn't see that for like a month or so.
We will see that on SummerSlam time.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I mean, man, that would be great.
It will be amazing. So I really feel that like that's how it should be. So hopefully they do something like that because Tommaso Ciampa just left NXT 2.0. Hey, let him go to NXT. You know, in NXT UK. You're doing kind of the same thing with Roderick Strong. And then
I mean, but that would be, you know, he'd be away from his family unless he, you know, bring him with or whatever. But,
2 weeks. You know what I mean? I'm asking 2 weeks. You know, nobody's. You're not gonna die. You know, nobody's gonna like. You know, come on, like, come on. No, it is all good. It's all good, family. It's all good. Yeah, there you go. So, bang, 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 bang. Family, thank you so very much, every single one of you, for like being with us, supporting us. We're not going to go away. We're going to do our best to just keep delivering the great content right here that we have. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and where can they find us?
And follow us, Rope Break, on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
And you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...